The long sleep. Death is quietly knocking on your body's door. Sleep is essential for healing. It helps the brain flush out waste, strengthens the immune system, and allows your internal organs to rest. But while we've long known that too little sleep is harmful, sleeping too much can also have serious consequences, especially for seniors. It may even quietly increase your risk of a stroke. Do you often sleep in on weekends or take long 2 to 3 hour naps, yet still feel tired and groggy? That could be your body trying to warn you. Many people assume they're just catching up on sleep, but consistently sleeping more than 9 to 10 hours a day, especially during the daytime, can disrupt your biological clock. Disturb your heart rhythm, raise your blood pressure, and reduce the flexibility of your circulatory system. These are all known risk factors for stroke. Recent studies have found that people who sleep more than 9 hours each night face a 23 to 85% higher risk of stroke compared to those who sleep the ideal 7 to 8 hours. For older adults, this is a silent red flag that shouldn't be ignored. Too much sleep isn't rest. It could be the body's quiet cry for help. This article will explore the biological mechanisms behind how oversleeping disrupts blood circulation to the brain, and why persistent drowsiness may be an early warning sign of cardiovascular or neurological issues. We'll also examine the insights of leading neurologists and cardiologists as they interpret new research findings, helping identify who should be most alert to these risks. Finally, we'll walk through practical steps to build a healthy sleep routine, one that restores your body without putting your heart or brain in danger. What the research reveals and the alarming numbers behind it. A large-scale cohort study published in leading medical journals tracked tens of thousands of adults over several years. The findings were deeply unsettling for both the medical community and the public. The danger zone begins when a person regularly sleeps more than 9 hours per night. Compared to the ideal 7 to 8 hours, this pattern is linked to a 23% higher risk of stroke. Taking long afternoon naps, especially those lasting over 90 minutes, was also associated with a similar increase in stroke risk. But the most concerning discovery: when people combine long nighttime sleep with extended daytime naps, their risk of stroke can rise by as much as 85%. Even when total sleep time seems adequate, poor sleep quality such as frequent waking or not reaching deep sleep can raise stroke risk by another 29%. These numbers are more than just statistics. They are a quiet warning that your body's need for excess sleep may be a sign that something deeper is wrong, especially in those over 60. But is oversleeping a direct cause, or merely an indirect signal of the silent fires smoldering inside our bodies? This is the very question experts around the world are actively investigating, and so far there's no clear answer. What we do know is this: sleeping too much isn't just a harmless habit. It may actually be an early warning sign or symptom of deeper underlying health problems. Especially in older adults, excessive sleep could be the body's quiet cry for help. A sign of hidden cardiovascular disease, neurological decline, or chronic inflammation long before other symptoms appear. Moreover, I believe these are the real causes leading to stroke. Silent chronic inflammation. Low-grade long-term inflammation is a known risk factor for cardiovascular disease and stroke, often triggered by an unhealthy diet. Obesity, chronic stress, or autoimmune disorders. When the body is fighting inflammation, it consumes more energy and releases cytokines that induce sleepiness, leading to prolonged fatigue and a greater need for sleep. Conversely, excessive sleep itself may also increase certain inflammatory markers in some individuals. Metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome includes abdominal obesity, high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, and abnormal cholesterol levels, all of which increase the risk of atherosclerosis and stroke. People with this condition often feel fatigued, lack energy, and tend to sleep more. On the other hand, irregular sleep habits, whether sleeping too much or too little, can disrupt metabolic processes and further worsen metabolic syndrome. cardiovascular diseases. Heart conditions such as heart failure, arrhythmias, or undiagnosed coronary artery disease reduce the heart's ability to pump blood efficiently, leading to decreased oxygen supply to the brain. This causes fatigue and an increased need for sleep. Fatigue caused by heart disease often leads to excessive sleeping, while these very heart conditions are among the leading risk factors for ischemic stroke caused by blood clots traveling from the heart to the brain. Sleep-disordered breathing, obstructive sleep, apnea, OSA. Obstructive sleep apnea. OSA is a condition where repeated airway blockages during sleep cause short pauses in breathing, leading to reduced blood oxygen levels, elevated blood pressure, and added strain on the cardiovascular system, making it a strong risk factor for stroke. People with OSA often experience poor quality fragmented sleep, but feel excessively sleepy during the day, and may sleep longer overall, including ineffective daytime naps in an attempt to compensate for the energy deficit. Sedentary lifestyle. Lack of physical activity increases the risk of obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. People who are inactive often feel fatigued and tend to sleep more, creating a vicious cycle. Inactivity leads to fatigue. Fatigue leads to oversleeping, which further reduces activity, ultimately raising the risk of serious health problems. Your body is sending an SIOS signal. Based on the analysis above, it's clear that oversleeping should not be dismissed as just a bad habit. Instead, it must be recognized as a critical warning signal from the body. It could be a sign of an underlying health issue that needs to be identified and addressed promptly. If ignored, or if you simply try to cut back on sleep time without understanding the root cause, the consequences can be serious. It's like turning off a fire alarm without putting out the fire. You're allowing the danger to grow silently with the potential to erupt at any moment. And now it's time to take action. Immediately. Improve your lifestyle. Adopt a healthy diet rich in vegetables and fiber. Get at least 150 minutes of physical activity per week, and actively engage in stress-reducing practices both at work and in your personal life. Get regular health checkups. This is the most important step. Be open about all the symptoms you've experienced, even those that seem minor, and ask others around you to share what they've noticed. Your doctor may order essential tests to screen for stroke risk factors, such as blood pressure measurement, blood tests including blood sugar, cholesterol levels, liver and kidney function, and inflammatory markers, electrocardiogram (ECG) to detect heart rhythm problems. In some cases, more advanced evaluations may be needed, such as echocardiography or polysomnography sleep study to diagnose OSA, obstructive sleep apnea. Optimize healthy sleep habits. Create a clean, calm sleep environment. Avoid exposure to electronic devices and stimulants before bedtime. Establish a consistent and reasonable sleep schedule that supports your body's natural rhythm. However, don't confuse different types of sleep. The link between oversleeping and stroke risk reminds us that the human body is a complex system where every unusual sign deserves attention. Sleeping longer isn't always harmful, but when it's persistent and accompanied by fatigue or low energy, it may be your body's way of waving a red flag. Instead of worrying, take a proactive approach. Review your lifestyle. Seek medical advice and commit to comprehensive self-care. Early recognition of warning signs can protect your brain from stroke and lead you toward a healthier life. When managed properly, sleep becomes a trusted ally, not a hidden threat. In short, oversleeping may be your body's way of speaking up. Don't ignore it. See it as an opportunity to better understand your health. A balanced life, timely medical care, and strong prevention habits are the keys to protecting what matters most: your health. Let sleep be true recovery time, not a silent burden, because taking care of your sleep is taking care of your future.